What's up, guys? It is Chris back for WatchChris. Today, a very special video. We're doing the best and worst watches of 2023. This is a video that has taken me some time to compile because I've included many of my favorite content creators from not only YouTube, but also Instagram. There are over 20 content creators that are going to present on this video. So without further ado, let's get right into it and start with my favorite and least favorite watches of 2023. So my favorite watch release of 2023 is actually pretty easy. I'm going to give you guys two watches very quickly. First is the Hydro Conquest GMT from Longines. This is a watch that I absolutely fell in love with when I first saw it, not only because of its functionality, it's Traveler's GMT, however, the fact that it gets a really great water resistance of 300 meters, micro adjust in its bracelet, and on the secondary market going for around $2,000. This is a great Traveler's watch for a very good price, and it's really well made. I love the quality that you get from Longines. The other watch that came out in 2023 that I absolutely loved was the Colloquium Project 1, a very weird, very funky watch from a small independent brand that literally came out with their first watch in 2023. The dial is made out of a series of pins at 6 different heights that are covered with lume. You're getting a Lejouperet automatic movement, and the case is die cast. So there is a lot to like about this watch, especially the sapphire crystal. All of this coming in at around $2,600. Now, my least favorite watch of 2023 is actually a series of releases from the Omega Swatch collaboration. Of course, I'm talking about the Moonshine Gold limited editions. These were terrible. All they did was change the second hand on these watches just to create hype, get people online waiting outside of Swatch stores. I genuinely believe that's why they did it, and I really did not like these watches. I'm okay with the Moon Swatch. I'm just not okay with the Moonshine Gold.
The best and worst of 2023, very difficult to choose best. Obviously on the regular brand size, I'm gonna go with my favorite brand, Audemars Piguet, and I'm gonna talk about their Code 1159 Grand Complication. This thing does everything. This is a way of Audemars Piguet going back to their roots and showing the world, flexing their muscles and saying, hey, this is what we do. We are all about complicated watches. That thing gets every complication under the sun, and I think it also gets Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. Going on to the independent, my favorite independent, and that's going to be the HM11 Architect from MB&F, Max Bucer and Friends. Incorporates mid-century architectural design, which is what I love. Also incorporates my favorite independent watchmaker, Max Bucer. The worst release, in my opinion, was the Tag Heuer Carrera Plasma. What the is that? That is aesthetically the ugliest watch in the world. Tag Heuer decides to bring in synthetic diamonds into the mix and starts making watches with synthetic diamonds, keeping the price down. But the Plasma has got to be one of the ugliest watches I've ever seen. Aesthetically, I can't think of an uglier watch, and that is my worst release of 2023.
Out of those I reviewed in 2023, my favorite was probably the Orient Mako Sport. That watch launched with a hilarious dial error where the chapter ring on every single unit was printed incorrectly. Aside from that though, the watch looked stunning considering the price, with a sexy, sporty design and perfect proportions. Supposedly Orient has now fixed that marker issue, so it's pretty much the dream affordable watch. I was far less lenient on the Casio MDV10. Finally, Casio released a downsized version of their popular Duro dive watch, whose only flaw was really its huge size. Unfortunately, they made it absolutely tiny, slashed the water resistance, removed the threaded crown and rear, and then downgraded the bezel. My unit even died right after I finished filming the review. It's not that it's an inherently awful watch for the money, rather it feels like a disappointing cash grab from Casio that really doesn't deserve the Duro name.
Hi, this is Mark from LongIslandWatch.com. Thank you, WatchChris, for having me on the channel. My favorite watch release of 2023, super simple. The Spinnaker collab done with Seconde, the 50 Phantoms Ghost watch with the no feet on the dial for water resistance and the ghost all over that lit up in the dark. Super awesome. My least favorite watch, a little bit of self-deprecation, would be an Islander actually, our DPA chronograph, Mecha Quartz Chrono. We did in 3 varieties and they really just fell flat with the public, and I learned a lot from it, but definitely my least favorite of the year. Thanks for having me.
Hi Chris, thanks so much for including me in this. Sam from CasualWatchReviews. The worst one, quite an easy one for me, the Master of G Frogman. Gold and black colour scheme, which works so well, but when I had the watch in hand, there was a lot of things that I was disappointed about, but the main one was that in most lighting conditions, the LCD is illegible. If a G-Shock's made for diving, it should at least be able to do that, and I think it would be quite hard to dive in this one just because of how illegible it was. The best watch of last year, my pick has to be the Christopher Ward GMT Sealander. The Sealander wasn't new for this year, but they did release a new version. They added a consort bracelet. It really changes the entire look of the Sealander, but that's not the reason I picked it. I picked it because they released an edition called the Dragonfly. I thought the dial was going to be more of a neon blue, but when it came through, really spectacular. I had to go with the GMT Sealander Dragonfly on the consort bracelet.
Hey Chris, thanks for having me on. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Steve Papa. We're talking about our most favorite and least favorite watches of 2023. My most favorite being the Omega Ploprof Summer Blue. I love the Ploprof. It's one of my grail watches, and this one comes in Omega steel. The only thing I wish this release had was that shark mesh bracelet. This one does come on the rubber strap, which is great looking, but I wish they included the shark mesh bracelet in Omega steel as well. I think it would have just been the cherry on top. Now, as far as my least favorite watch is concerned, I'm not going to pick the Moon Swatch with the strawberries on the seconds hand. I'm not going to choose that one, even though I really want to choose that one. I'm actually going to go with the Oris ProPilot X Kermit. And that's not to say the ProPilot is a bad watch, but the partnership between Oris and Kermit the Frog is a little sus to me. Now, hear me out. A year ago, you type in Kermit watch, you're going to get a Rolex Kermit, right? That's the first watch that's going to pop up. Now, if you search for Kermit watch, you get the Oris. So I think the only reason they did this partnership is so they can say they have the Kermit, right? They can get mistaken for the Rolex. But hey, that can just be my conspiracy theory brain going. I have no idea. All right, Chris, those are my choices, and hopefully we're still friends after this. All right, guys, thanks for having me on. I'll catch you later.
Hey y'all, it's Thomas Hendricks, host of the Chrono24 YouTube channel. The worst watch of 2023 was the Rolex Day-Date with the puzzle dial and the emoji day and date windows. I love when the brand takes a design risk, but this was juvenile. I mean, it's literally toys and cartoons. And if you buy this watch, you have too much money. The best watch of 2023 was the JLC Reverso Tribute Chronograph. It's everything we love about the Reverso, dialed up to 10. It's Clark Kent and Superman in the same watch, and it shows JLC at their best.
Hey, my name is Kelly, otherwise known as On Her Own Time. Happy New Year. We are officially 1 month into 2024, and I hope it's been a great start for you so far. Am I gonna miss 2023? Not really, but there were some cool watch releases and some not so cool. Thank you, Chris, for letting me chime in on my opinion of my favorites and my least favorite. Choosing a favorite was really difficult. Choosing a least favorite, not so much. I did have to tie my favorites between two, the Christopher Ward C1 Moon Phase and the Oris Big Crown Pointer Date Hank Aaron. I got to see both of these in person last year. Love the brands, and I really enjoyed these pieces. My least favorite is probably an unpopular opinion. I'm fine with that. I did not like the Rolex GMT Master 2 steel with yellow gold on the Jubilee. Did nothing for me. Was not impressed. Anyways, I'm excited to see what 2024 brings. I hope you have a great year, and I'll see you around.
My favorite watch of 2023 will go to the Cartier Santos Medium Green Dial. It's a classic automatic three-hander watch with Roman numerals, lume on the hands, 100-meter water resistance in case you need it, quick switch, easy link, as well as an extra alligator strap so you can change out the look. And if you don't like the medium, it does come in large with the date window, and it takes nothing away from the classic white dial, which I love, so it's a no-brainer addition to the Cartier Santos lineup. The worst watch of 2023 would go to the Tissot PRX Digital. It looks like a watch that should have came out 30 years ago, but has no place being here in 2024. There's too much dead space on the dial. It looks like they took a digital watch and an integrated bracelet and just slapped it together. And I don't know who would buy this over the PRX Powermatic 80 or even the PRX Quartz. So I don't like how it looks. I don't know who would buy it, and I don't think it was well designed. Anyways, that's my best and worst watch of 2023. Happy New Year's, everyone. Thanks, Chris, for having me on.
What's going on, guys? Matt from Rock the Watch channel. This is Josie Wales. He's our mini cow. And Chris asked me to do this video on my favorite and least favorite watch releases from 2023. So thanks to him, Chris got a great channel. He's been a good friend for years. My favorite watch release of 2023 was the Grand Seiko Tentograph. And if you don't know what the Tentograph is, it's Grand Seiko's first automatic chronograph. And Tenta is an acronym meaning 10-beat, 3-day automatic, and graph, of course, is chronograph. So that's my pick for the best. The worst? Anything Swatch, Moon Swatch. Dark side of my anus, the anal, what, all that kind of. I hate the Moon Swatch. So my worst release would be the Swatch Moon Swatch. Any one of them that was released in 2023.
Hey Chris, how's it going? Miguel here with SoCalWatchReviews. So you asked me, Miguel, what was the worst and the best watch of 2023? So the worst watch for me, honestly, I'm a Rolex fanboy, but the Rolex Date Puzzle, it looks like a 5-year-old designed it. I absolutely hate it. I know they're hard to get and maybe flipping for crazy amounts of money. I don't care, and I appreciate the Rolex is kind of stepping outside their comfort zone, but this was a complete miss for me. Now, in terms of what was great, Tudor, the smaller brother. I mean, they showed Rolex how it's done with the black bay, the burgundy, beautiful Jubilee bracelet, better movement, fits better, and you could actually buy them. So anyway, let me know what you guys think about my list. As always, be safe out there and stay humble.
Here's my 2 picks for my favorite for 2023. I know I was supposed to do one favorite and one least favorite, but I'm going with 2 of my favorites, and they're both based on relationships. This is the Fair and Swit Vice version 1, and worked with Adam a little bit in the beginning of this to help him persuade to make this watch. So I feel kind of connected to this watch, and I'm proud to have that relationship with Adam and Fair and Swit. And then also the Notice guys, Wes and Cullen, longtime supporters of the channel, and I've also been big fans of their brand. So much so that I did a collaboration with them on a Notice Deep, and I have the first generation Notice Deep. These are my 2 favorites. Thanks for watching. The lume's pretty good too.
So 2023, there were a lot of watch releases. There was a lot of stuff I liked, some stuff I didn't like, but my least favorite watch by far, and it might be my least favorite watch ever created of all time, and that's not a joke, even including the Apple Watch, is the Tissot PRX Digital. I love the automatic versions of this watch. I love all the sizes and the colors they're coming out with, but the digital, it's just, there's nobody I know that actually likes it, and I think it's just not good, right? I don't think any watch person actually likes it. I don't know what they were doing because I love the brand, but not great. My favorite watch of 2023, also my favorite brand 2023, even though I wasn't asked that, was Tag Heuer and the Tag Heuer glass box. I think with Frederick Arnault was the CEO of Tag Heuer. I think he just got promoted to CEO of watches for all of LVMH. The glass box is phenomenal. It looks great. I love how they're going vintage inspired. I think it's exactly what they need to be doing. And it's actually probably the next watch I'll pick up for my collection whenever that is, whenever I can afford it. But yep, Tag Heuer glass box and the bad Tissot PRX Digital.
What is going on, Watch fam? Jeremy Time Peace Love here, and the awesome Chris asked me to chime in on what my most favorite and least favorite watches were from 2023. Tough one, but my most favorite was the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Tourbillon with the blue dimple dot. It was just so different for me. And my least favorite, oddly enough, from the same brand, was the Spider-Man Royal Oak concept. It is a work of art, very nicely done, but I just did not connect with it. Hope everyone's been well. Cheers and Happy New Year.
Hey guys, Faisal here, also known as Living the Anchor Life. I'm honored that WatchChris has me on this video talking about my picks for the best and worst watches of 2023. Being a new year, let's just get the negativity out of the way. The worst watch of 2023 had to be none other than the moonshine versions of the Omega Moonswatch. As far as the best picks of 2023, I have an honorable mention, which is this Notice Sector GMT. This particular one was a limited edition that was done for my Red Bar Atlanta chapter, and immediately thereafter, Notice created their Design Lab studio, working with some amazing names like YouTuber Smoking Tire and other corporations. As far as the best watch of 2023, staying on the micro brand kick, is none other than this guy right here, which is my Jack Mason and Dr. Pepper Stratotimer collab. A very easy wear and a very cool watch, and I've been thoroughly enjoying it. But I want to thank WatchChris for having me on this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed my picks for the best and worst watches of 2023.
Thank you, Chris, for inviting me to share my thoughts on this topic. My favorite watch of 2023 is the Seiko SJE093. I believe this is the best 62 mas recreation to date. The new movement allowed this to be a nice thin watch, and the overall dimensions are very similar to the original 62 mas from 1965, and the styling is spot on as well. My least favorite watch of 2023 is a 62 mas as well, but Seiko decided to call this a Marine Master, and besides that, the watch is just a weird combination of parts. If Seiko wants to know what a Marine Master is, this is a Marine Master right here, the SOA 021.
All right, hey, thanks Chris for having me. It's Mark from AverageBros YouTube. In terms of my most favorite and least favorite, I'm gonna go ahead and start with the positive, which would be this beautiful Seiko SPB 411 recreation, reissue of their very first GMT watch with a rotating bezel. Really love that one. In terms of one that I didn't love from last year, I would probably have to say I would go with the Tissot PRX Digital. For me, it just seemed really out of place and like an odd miss for a brand and even a group that's really have been on a roll lately. So those are my picks. I'm curious to see what everybody else's are. See you guys next time. Thanks.
G'day guys, it's PeterKotsa from Australia. I just finished stringing up a bat. It's tennis season here in Melbourne, but Chris, I want to say a huge thank you for including me in this video. And for me, probably the hot take or the hot release of 2023 would have to be the Tag Heuer Carrera, the Glassbox 39. I think it's a beautiful looking watch. The tachymetric scale, the way it sits under that sapphire crystal is just superb. The overall balance, the look, a real proper modern take of a classic. So Tag Heuer have done well in that regard. I really love that watch. Probably the worst release for me, Blancpain Swatch collaboration, the 50 Fathoms. Yeah, honestly, I don't have enough time on this video to actually express what I feel about that watch. But guys, thank you once again. Enjoy this hobby. Enjoy this hobby, and all the best from Melbourne, Australia.
Hey there, it's BobbyLegs, and thank you, Chris, for asking me what was my favorite and least favorite watch release of 2023. And my favorite release by far is the Chopard Alpine Eagle, the 41 XPS with that beautiful salmon dial and the in-house LUC movement. This watch is absolutely gorgeous. I didn't like it at first, but it grew on me, and boy, one day would I love to add this to the collection. And of course, the watch that I didn't like the most, and that was the Oris ProPilot collaboration with Kermit the Frog. I'm a big Kermit the Frog fan. Kermit, what were you thinking? This is awful.
Thanks, Chris. I'm Patrick. This is PocketWatchTime. On my channel, you can see an old Seiko pocket watch flown by a kamikaze pilot in 1940s, or you can see an oddball Seiko from 2000s. So let's get to the questions at hand. What's the best watch of 2023? Well, there's some obvious choices out there, but I'm going to go with a little bit of an oddball favorite, and that's the Bell & Ross Alain Silverstein collaboration diver. Cool ceramic material, big chunky bezel, interesting hands and branding. I think it's an all-around winner. It really pains me to say this as a Seiko and a Grand Seiko fanboy, but the loser for 2023 is the Watches of Switzerland collaboration by Grand Seiko. You could pick either one of these colors, but let's go with the green. Ooh, yuck. So that wraps up my best and worst for 2023. Let's be hopeful for a great 2024.
Hey Chris, this is Byron from El Movimiento. Thanks for having me here on the channel. I feel honored to be here. To speak about the best and worst release of 2023, it is a big challenge for me, so I have a couple mentions. On the best releases, I think there's some brands that hit a home run last year. One example of that is what Longines did with the new Hydro Conquest GMT, speaking on the big names. And how about the Hermetique of Baltic, or the Redentore Ultra Black of Venezianico, or the Bel Canto for Christopher Ward, speaking into the microbrands world. 2023 was an awesome year for watches that kept the hobby alive, but it also had some releases that did not hit the mark. Like the Tissot PRX Digital. I have a hard time finding what the intent was here. Initially, I thought it was a kind of collaboration between Casio and Tissot, but for me, it left a lot to be desired. As I said before, 2023 it was also a spicy, fun, and interesting year that kept the hobby alive. Let's see what the current brings us for this year 2024. Thanks again, Chris, for having me, and greetings to all other channel's friends here, and Happy New Year for everyone.
Well, there you go, guys. Tell me what you think of this video down in the comments below. Did you enjoy it? Do you like this type of content? Please let me know. I know we are already in 2024, hitting February already. However, all of these videos were compiled over the last few months, and it took a long time to make this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I put a lot of work into it, and of course, all of the content creators that did participate, I'd like to thank them for participating and of course sending me videos. You know, it's not easy to do all of this, so I'm sure a lot of people had to change schedules and make videos for me, which of course I very much appreciate. Guys, tell me what you think down in the comments below. Did you enjoy it? It took a long time to make, but it was a lot of fun. Tell me what you think down in the comment section. Please also don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. It's super helpful for the channel, and I very much appreciate it. Anyway, guys, thank you for logging on. I'll catch you guys in the next video.